This is China's museum. I remember that when I went to the British Museum a few years ago, my Egyptian friend mocked that, I had to come to Britain to see Ben Ben. Ben Ben is the stone on the top of the pyramid, And he also mocked me. Is there anything left in China's museum? Okay, although there are currently 1.64 million Chinese cultural relics in over 200 museums in 47 countries around the world. Fortunately, China has a vast land with a long history, and the protection of cultural relics has been over several generations. So let me briefly introduce the treasures of museums in various parts of China. Du Mu's Zhang Haohao's poems, the Tang Dynasty, the Palace Museum. As is well known, Tang poems that have been passed down are too many to recite. But this is the only surviving hard copy written by the famous poet in the Tang Dynasty. The only one. So, we don't even have to explain its value. The bronze statue of a man, Sanxingdui Museum. This 1.8 meter tall bronze statue, standing on a pedestal as high as 0.8 meters, is one of the most representative artifacts of the Sanxingdui Ancient Kingdom, and currently the largest bronze figure statue of the same period in the world. Crystal cups are very common, right? What about this one from 3,000 years ago? Crystal cup in the Warring States, Qingzhou Museum. This cup is carved from a whole high-quality natural crystal. So here comes the problem. 3,000 years ago, there was no steel, so we don't consider it. The hardness of jade was 5, while the hardness of crystal was 7. So the production of these crystal cups 3,000 years ago was almost a mystery. Of course, in addition to these well-known museums, some small museums in China also collect good things that are hardly found even in national museums. Since ancient times, people in Luzhou have loved Baijiu. This bronze Qilin Baijiu warming vessel, which is housed in the Luzhou Museum, is currently the only bronze Baijiu warming vessel discovered in China. Of course, it doesn't matter if you're not in Luzhou. Through the Luzhou Museum mini program, you can lie in your bed and admire this precious collection. In addition, there are also some unique collections in the museum, such as Eastern hand stone coffins and swords and stone figurines. Now, small and medium-sized museums across the country can also customize their own WeChat mini programs through Tencent Map digital museum scheme, just like Luzhou Museum. The service includes online exhibitions, cultural relics display, voice explanations, appointments for entry and tour, and the exclusive mini program can be generated as fast as 1 week. Assisting in the capacity of building museum service platforms is part of the Fanxing program, digital assistance for small and medium-sized museums, under the guidance of National Cultural Heritage Administration. Tencent, in collaboration with Weekly of China's Cultural Relics, will select 100 museums as the first batch and use technology and innovation capabilities to support the sustainable development of museums. How powerful can an Asian #1 scholar be? Take a look at this Ming Dynasty full score test paper, the #1 scholar paper. This treasure of the museum is currently housed in the Qingzhou Museum, Weifang. Weifang is a famous historic city, and there were a total of 10 #1 scholars from the Song Dynasty to the Qing Dynasty, and 6 of them were from Qingzhou. Every museum is a Fanxing star on the land of China. While the digital methods of large museums has flourished, the rapid customization of WeChat mini programs and the integration of various digital capabilities have also given some small museums the opportunity to promote themselves without being limited by geography and visitors. Every museum, every object that witnesses the history of China is worth being seen by the world.